Sawadee Krab, Medster. I'm Jeremy
Hey,
Zucker.
Medster, it's Lucas
It's Martin
Graham.
Garrix here, and you're listening to Met 107.
Hey, what's up? This is Pierre,
and Seb from the band Simple Plan.
and you are listening to Met 107 FM.
ตอนนี้นะคะคาร่าอยู่กับ Simple Plan ค่ะซึ่งวันนี้เนี่ยเขามาคอนเสิร์ตที่ประเทศไทยด้วยนะคะสวัสดีค่ะสวัสดีครับ for boys
Yes.
for guys
Sawadee Krab. Yeah, we know. We've been here a few times.
Yes of course
We know. Sawadee Krab and-
I met you last time you
Oh,
were
cool.
here I interviewed you
Very cool.
yeah
Good to see you again.
welcome back to Thailand
Thank you.
I think it's been 6 or 7 years
7 years, yeah.
7 years now
Yep.
wow
Time flies when you have a pandemic.
Yes, definitely. And time really does fly because Simple Plan has been with us for over 20 years.
Yep.
Since the first album, the very first album, no pads, no helmets.
Just balls.
I was
I'll say
waiting
it for you.
Yes. So with that album, iconic song, I'm Just a Kid.
Yep.
Right.
I mean, every teen, I'm sure, knows this song by heart. And now you guys are back with your sixth album.
Yep.
Harder than you think.
Harder than it looks.
It looks.
Yep.
Is it actually harder than it looks?
Yes, it's also harder than you think. And I think that, you know, we, as a band, if you look back at our catalog, you would see that all of our albums have silly names, you know. We're trying to make a
Right.
name that has a deep meaning,
Right.
but also sounds kind of silly and usually a pun or a play on words. And this one, yeah, I think it's like, you know, we've been in a band since 1999 is when we started the band, so it's 24 years. And there's been a lot of ups and downs and stories that people don't see. People see the success, people see the videos, people see the stuff that you want to show.
Right.
But there's a lot more things that go on, and I think being successful at anything in life is harder than it looks. And just turns out that that's also a play on words and a pun for, you know, a sexual pun, which seems to be our specialty.
Yeah.
We're trying to, you know, we're getting older, but we're desperately trying to hang on being immature young boys.
The first album and your sixth album. What's the difference between the two albums? Because I think this album, you guys are going back to that pop punk.
Yeah, they're entirely different. All new songs.
Yeah.
All new songs, passing the mic to me. I think it's interesting because when we were making this album, we actually went back to the first and second album and tried to recapture some of the emotion and the energy that we had when we started the band. But at the same time, I don't think any of these songs could have been on the first or second album. I think hopefully we got better as songwriters and we have more life experience that we can talk about. You know, maybe we're talking about similar things, but with a different approach to it. But I think the message of hope is still there, and I think the uplifting beat behind the music is still there as well. So.
Right. So if you were to pick one song from the album,
To represent the record, or my favorite?
your favorite.
Okay. Well, can I pick two?
You can pick 11.
I really like A Million Pictures of You. It's a love song that's pretty simple in its, you know, sort of at the core, but it's got a great vibe to it, and to me, I just really like it. For some reason, it reminds me of a Tom Petty vibe, even though realistically it sounds nothing like Tom Petty, but I think it's got like a cool vibe to it.
I'm gonna pick a song called "The Antidote," which is the first one we released first song on the album too, right? No. Wake Me Up When the Time Is Over was the first song. First song we released was The Antidote. It just brought me back to a lot of the feels that we had on the first and second album, and I was just like, oh, that's a cool song, I like it.
So
Yes.
just now you're mentioning "Wake Me Up When this Nightmare Is Over." Can you tell us more about?
Yeah, that's a song. We basically predicted the COVID pandemic.
Yeah.
We wrote this song in 2019.
Yeah.
And once the pandemic, I'm joking by the way, but when the pandemic happened, we were like, oh my God, this feels like we wrote this song about that. You know, it's really about going through hardship, going through something terrible, and feeling like it's never going to end. But yeah, it's an awesome song that we play live, and the fans love it, and it's been really great.
So this album, your sixth album, I think you took a break about 6 years, is it?
Well, we took a break.
I mean, not a break, but like till you come
So
back.
usually, this is the way it usually happens. We, write some songs, we get together, we record them, and then we put them out, and then we tour. And because we have fans so many places around the world,
Right, of course.
some like Thailand and Philippines and Australia, and South America, and all the way down to Argentina, our tours take a long time. So it takes us a couple of years to cover the planet, and then by the
Right.
time we're done touring, we go back into writing. And then when people see, oh, it's been 3 years, what took so long? We're like,
'Cause
oh.
it's like
Yeah, it goes
that.
by so fast. So we never really stop. Of course, on this record, you put the pandemic in there, so we did take a forced break for really two and a half years almost. And that was really cool because even though the pandemic was awful, it really allowed us to sort of understand and appreciate what we had and have a new appreciation for it now that we can tour again and play shows. Because when you tour since you were a teenager, you kind of look at touring as a job and as like a burden almost. But then when it's taken away from you, you feel like, oh, that was pretty fun, you know? So now we're re-energized and excited to be out here.
Right. So was it hard to work during the pandemic though?
We did not work.
We did not
Oh,
work.
you guys
yeah.
did not
We
work,
all
just-
have kids. We all have kids, and you know,
I get it.
school
I
was,
get it.
school was closed, so we kind of came in and helped, you know, our wives and the family to kind of, you know, go through this difficult time, and we basically just hung up the Simple Plan, you know, we hung up the band on Mental for a couple of years, and we did nothing with Simple Plan. It was kind of crazy.
Right.
Yeah,
I think it
we
was
almost-
crazy for everybody too.
Yeah, I think so. I think we tried to sort of work, but then it just wasn't working, you know. And we had the full album finished and mixed in early 2020, and we just held on to it till it was time to be released.
We did different. I did a couple of projects. I did some producing and writing for other people.
So did I. Yes.
Yeah, so we just kept ourselves busy, but it was nice to be able to just be like, well, I guess we have to wait, you know?
Right. And as for today, the fans who are waiting to see you, will they be hearing more of the new stuff or the old stuff or a combination of both?
A bit of both. Mostly, I mean, you know, we're very proud of our new record and it's important to promote it, but however, I feel like we don't come here very often. So
Yeah, I know. Last time was 7 years.
Yeah, so this may be someone's very first Simple Plan concert. You know, it might.
Second.
There you go. So we don't want to play all new songs because we're trying to like promote the new record. We know that some people maybe were fans when they were 10 years old and they couldn't come to the show 10, 12, 15 years ago, and now they can. So we play a greatest hits of the whole, you know, the whole catalog. So we play stuff from our first, second, third, fourth, fifth, all the albums.
So what does it feel to be back here once again?
Feels great. I'm really excited. I feel like there's a renewed excitement for the band here in Southeast Asia, and because of the genre and because I'm Just a Kid challenge on TikTok and just the times, I think that a lot of our fans are now adults, you know, and they can go to shows and they can afford it and they have time to do it, and they, you know, they're not at the mercy of their parents. So it's cool to be out here and play again, and it's really exciting that we have built a career that still exists and that still is relevant, and that for us feels very exciting.
But I also like this whole new trend of like how TikTok just brings, you know, brought all these hits, all these iconic songs back to life. It's like it keeps it going. So we're really excited to watch the concert today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But before I let you guys go, is there anything you'd like to say to your Thai fans or anybody buying tickets just to come see you here in
Of
Bangkok?
course, yeah. Thank you so much, Kap Kum Krap, for being awesome fans. And you know, from the beginning, we've been here the first time, I think in 2003. Am I wrong?
Yes, I believe that's what it is.
Or maybe 2004. But we've always had a great time here. We appreciate you guys, and can't wait to play the show tonight. And I promise we will not wait 7 years to come back. Any words to add?
See you tonight.
Thank you so much ขอบคุณค่ะ วันนี้นะคะติดตามได้เลยนะคะสำหรับคอนเสิร์ต Simple Plan ค่ะวันนี้เนี่ยเราจะมาลำลึกถึงความหลังนะคะที่เราเคยแบบว่าร้องเพลงเฝ้ารอบนหน้าจอแก้วสมัยแบบว่าดู MTV กันนะคะวันนี้ได้ดูไลฟ์แน่นอนค่ะที่ Central World ค่ะ
Million pictures of you could never be enough. Now you're touching my hand.